Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking the foundational concepts of the modern startup and breaking them down specifically for you, the students. We're going to completely strip away the confusing corporate jargon and all that Silicon Valley hype to look at what's actually at the core of building something brand new. Whether you're sitting in a classroom, hanging out in your dorm, or just brainstorming at your kitchen table, the principles we're about to cover are designed to empower you. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive in. Before we get bogged down in heavy business concepts and technical definitions, I want you to take a brief second and ask yourself, what immediately pops into your head when you hear the word startup? Do you picture a group of people in hoodies intensely coding away in some dimly lit garage? Or maybe you think of those massive tech companies with the ping pong tables and free snacks in the break room. Or maybe you just think it's anybody trying to sell a product online. It's a word we hear absolutely everywhere today, from the news to our social media feeds, but honestly, its actual meaning has gotten a little lost in all that noise.
All right, Section 1, defining the startup. Let's clear up some of those stereotypes right off the bat.
Now, the precise language used in this definition is actually fascinating. Notice how it says a startup isn't a permanent fixture yet. It is literally an organization that is actively searching. You can think of it like a giant science experiment. When you launch a startup, you aren't just flipping an open sign and doing business as usual. No, you're trying to figure out if your idea actually works, if real people actually want it, and if you can deliver it to them repeatedly on a massive scale. It's a totally temporary phase. The ultimate goal of a startup is to eventually graduate from that messy searching phase and become a large, stable company.
So let's bust a really common myth right away because this trips up so many people. Just because you built a super cool app in your computer science class or started a school project where you sell custom t-shirts doesn't automatically make it a startup. I mean, you might have an amazing product and you might even be making some decent money, but a startup is defined by its specific ambitions and its underlying mechanics. It's not just about the technology it uses or the simple fact that it's newly created.
Moving on to Section 2, startup versus small business. This is the big distinction you need to understand today. Look at how stark the contrast and ambition is here. A traditional small business, like your favorite local coffee shop or a neighborhood landscaping company, is built for steady, reliable growth. It serves a very specific community using a totally proven business model. I mean, we all know exactly how a coffee shop makes money, right? A startup, on the other hand, is hunting for rapid, explosive, global growth. It's often trying to create an entirely new market that didn't even exist yesterday, using an innovative and completely untested model. And hey, neither path is wrong. Small businesses are literally the backbone of the economy, but they require entirely different mindsets and playbooks.
So the absolutely crucial point here comes down to this one specific word: scalable. If you take only one single concept away from this explainer today, let it be this. Scalability means your idea is built from day one to explode in size and reach thousands or even millions of people without the whole system just breaking down. Think about it. If you bake cookies yourself, you can only bake so many in a single day. That is not scalable. But if you write a piece of software that helps students organize their study notes, well, it takes the exact same amount of effort to sell it to 10 students as it does to 10,000 students. That is scale.
You can really see the true DNA of a startup when you look at these core traits. They aren't just trying to make a little extra pocket money or just pay the rent. They are fundamentally designed to change the world at scale. They prioritize moving incredibly fast. They lean heavily into brand new innovations, whether that's a new piece of technology or just an entirely new way of doing things. And their sights are set globally, not just locally. It's a high-risk game aimed at a massive, massive reward. Which brings us to Section 3, solving big problems. This is essentially the startup heartbeat.
I want you to burn this phrase into your memory because this is the core philosophy you have to adopt. Startups exist to solve problems. Shifting your entire mindset from "I want to start a business" to "I want to solve a problem" is the secret to absolutely everything we're talking about today. Too often, people come up with what they think is a very clever idea, and then they go frantically searching for people to buy it. That is totally backwards. The very best founders look for painful, annoying, widespread problems first, and then they build the solution.
Let's walk through this life cycle together step by step. Literally every massive, world-changing company you know today started with step 1, someone simply noticing a problem that really bothered them. Maybe it was how ridiculously hard it was to hail a cab in the rain. Maybe it was how confusing it was to book a place to stay in a brand new city. Step 2 is brainstorming a fix that can actually scale. Step 3 is building a rough, early version of it and testing it with real people. You don't guess if they want it, you test it. And finally, if the test works, step 4 is stepping on the gas and growing that solution as fast as humanly possible.
Now, here's the cool parts. As students, you actually have a massive advantage here. You look at the world so differently than adults do. You have a completely unique perspective, meaning you spot entirely different problems. You experience friction in education, in social dynamics, and in digital spaces that older generations might be completely blind to. Never, ever discount your own daily frustrations, because those everyday annoyances are the exact seeds that grow into incredible startups.
All right, on to our final section, why this matters today. Because your future really starts right now.
You might be sitting there wondering why we are even going through this explainer today. You're probably thinking, look, I'm still in school, I have exams, I've got a ton of homework. Why on earth do I need to care about scalable business models right now? Shouldn't I just wait until I have my degree and like 10 years of professional experience? Well, the answer to that is a resounding no, and let me tell you exactly why.
Believe it or not, your current environment makes you the perfect startup founder. You have fresh eyes on old, stagnant problems, and you are entirely native to new technologies that older industries really struggle to even understand. But most importantly, school is the ultimate startup incubator. It is an environment completely built for learning, testing, and failing safely, with access to almost endless resources. You have teachers, you have peers to test your ideas on, and you have the incredible freedom to experiment without the massive, crushing financial pressures that come later in life.
So the crucial point here is that learning the foundations of a startup isn't about throwing on a suit, printing up fancy business cards, or dropping out of school to move to California. It's about empowering yourself. It's about realizing that you do not have to accept the world exactly as it is. If you see something out there that is broken, terribly inefficient, or just plain annoying, you now have the conceptual framework to actually fix it. You are the next generation of problem solvers.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder today. Look around your school. Look at your local community. Look really closely at your daily digital life and all those apps you use. Where's the friction? What is everyone always complaining about, but nobody's actually fixing? Ask yourself right now, what real-world problem are you uniquely qualified to solve? The tools are all right there, just waiting for you. It's time to start searching for your solution. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today, and honestly, I can't wait to see what you all build.